Today we're going to be looking at solving systems of equations using the substitution method. For this method, remember, we need at least one of the equations to be solved for a single variable. With this case, because both of our equations are solved for the exact same variable, we can use equal values, which is just a special case of solving with the substitution method. So with using the substitute method, we know that our first equation, we have y equals 3x plus 4. So we can take this expression and plug it into y in our second equation. So we have 3x plus 4 equals negative 2x plus 29. From here, we're going to want to get x on the same side of the equation. So we can add 2x to both sides. This gives us 5x plus 4 equals 29. From here, we want to solve x. We want to get x all by itself. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, which leaves us with 5x equaling to 25. And now to get x all by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 5. So we have x is equal to 5. Now that we have solved for our x variable, we are going to take this value and plug it into one of our equations to solve for the y variable. So I'm just going to use the very first equation given. So we have y equals 3 times 5 plus 4. This will give us y equals 15 plus 4, which will give us y equals 19. So for our x value, we have 5 and our y value is 19. We can write our final answer as a coordinate point, which will represent 5, 19. Remember, you'll also want to double check by plugging in the x value into the second equation just to make sure you will get 19 as well, so that you know your final answer is the correct one. For our next example, we're going to look at a case where we have only one equation solved for the y variable. So in this case, we know that y equals 3x plus 9. Since we know this, we can plug in our 3x plus 9 for the y variable in the second equation. So this will give us negative 2x plus 4 times the quantity 3x plus 9 equals 16. From here, we're going to want to distribute out our 4 so we can start simplifying our equation and solving for x. This will give us negative 2x plus 12x plus 36 equals 16. From here, we can combine like terms. So negative 2x plus 12x will give us 10x. And to finish out our equation, we have plus 36 equals 16. And now to solve for x, we're going to want to subtract 36 from both sides of the equation, which will leave us with 10x equaling negative 20. And then we can divide both sides by 10 to get x all by itself, which will leave us with x equals negative 2. Now that we know our x value, we can go ahead and substitute negative 2 in for x in either one of our original equations. I'm going to use the first equation to do this. So we have y equals 3 times negative 2 plus 9, which gives us y equals negative 6 plus 9, and finally y equals 3. So our final answer for this can be written as the coordinate point negative 2, 3. And once again, we can always plug in negative 2 into our second equation just to double check that we do end up with a y value of 3.